here today. Trick or treat from the berenstain bear. From the berenstain bear. Oh, so it's a very good book. Now, if you enjoyed the berenstain bear, trick or treat. Even little bears accept a good fight when they go out for treats on Halloween night. The sights of sounds of autumn were all around as Mama Bear pushed her shopping cart along the path that led to the bear family's tree house. The trees and shrubs were ablaze with color. Farmer Ben's pumpkins stood bright orange in the October sun. The crows cawed noisily as they searched the stubble for bits of corn. Wild geese in great formations honked high in the sky as they flew south. But the sign of season was inside the treehouse building behind Papa Bear's easy chair. It was a costume on Mama. It was Brother Bear waiting. To try out his Halloween costume on Mama. It wasn't Halloween yet. Brother and sister couldn't wait to try on their new costumes. Sister was going to be a beautiful ballerina. Well, what do you think? She asked, taking the third position. Shh, said Brother. Mama is coming. Brother had chosen to be a spooky monster on Halloween. He had brought the spookiest monster mask he could find, and Mama made the rest of the costume. Boo! He shouted as Mama came in with the groceries. Help! A monster! She cried, pretending to be. It's only me, Mama, he said, showing his face. So it is, said Mama. Well, that just goes to show that appearances can be disguising. Appearances can be disguising. What does that mean? It's a grown-up word. It's a grown-up way of saying that things aren't always what they look like, explained Mama as she unpacked the groceries. Look, goody, said Brother. Hands off, please, said Mama. These are for the trick or treaters who come to our house tomorrow night. Brother and sister were very excited about Halloween, and a little nervous too. This was their first year they would be going trick-or-treating without a grown-up along to surprise. I'm not so sure I like the idea of them going by themselves, said Papa, as he carved the pumpkin he got from Farmer Ben. It's pretty spooky out there, he added, making a scary face at the cubs. Now, Papa, said Mama, if Brother and Sister want to accept the challenge of going out on their own, I think we should encourage them. But remember, she continued, turning to the cubs, there'll be Sittertick rules. You'll stay in your own neighborhood, and you won't eat any of the treats until you're back home. Besides, brother, we won't really be by yourself. We made a trick-or-treat date with Cousin Freddie, Lizzie Bruin, and Queen McBear. There, said Papa, putting the finishing touches on the finishing jack-o'-lantern. Then he lit a candle inside it and turned out all the lights. Put a candle in it and turned out all the lights. It was pretty scary. The next day, brother and sister began planning the trick-or-treat route they'd followed that night. Brother got a pencil and a paper and made a map of the neighborhood. That way, he explained, they wouldn't miss anybody. They'd see now, he said. Let's see now, he said. We'll stop at houses first. Our Freddy's, Lizzie's, and Queenie's. Then we'll do Farmer Bren's and our sister's, Mrs. Grizzle. Miss Grizzle for sure, agreed sister. She usually makes special Halloween cookies. And Teacher Jane, she gives out good stuff. How about Dr. Grizzly? Asked brother. She's too health snacks, I think. So just be polite, said sis. Gramps and Grands, of course. Of course. I'll tell you one place we are going to miss, said brother, folding his map. That place is... What place is that? Asked sister. That one, he answered, pointing out a window at the home of the old Miss McGriz. It was a spooky twisted old treehouse in a thicket at the end of Crooked Line. We're definitely not going there, he added with a shiver. Why ever not? Asked Mama, who was listening. Why not? The cub said. Because she's a witch. That's why not. What utter nonsense, boasted Mama. True, Miss McGriz, old and bent and rather forbidding looking, but I can assure she's a perfectly nice person. But the cubs didn't believe her, not for a minute. They knew better. Everybody knew better. No doubt about it. Miss McGriz was a witch for sure. But after dark, a pirate, a skeleton, and the wicked queen from Snow White came for brother and sister. Before they could get started collecting Halloween goodies, they were joined by some quarrelsome company. Too Tall, Grizzly, and his hangout for mischief. Too Tall didn't waste any time trying to get brother, sister, and their friends to go along with him and his gang. Come on, we'll show you We'll show how to have some real Halloween fun, he said, pulling Brother along with him. What sort of fun? Asked Brother warily. Oh, you might say we're going to trick or treat back in. Oh, you might say we're gonna put the trick back in trick or treat, he said, chuckling. It was so dark that Brother and the others didn't notice where they were heading. Hey, said Sister, this is the crooked lane. That's right, said Tootle. We're gonna play a few tricks on old witch McGriff. What sort of trick? Asked Brother. Her gnarled, twisted old treehouse loomed ahead. First, whispered Tootle, taking a roll of toilet paper from his jacket. We'll decorate her house with a little of this. Then maybe we'll tie a few knots in her clothesline. Then smear some honey on a broomstick so she'll stick to it when she flies. But before Tootle and his gang could start the mischief, the front door opened and a bright yellow light stamped the darkness. And there, in the doorway, stood the frightening figure of old Miss McGriff. Aha, she said in a gurgly voice. I'm ready for you. She led the terrified cubs into a cozy living room. To their great surprise, there was a big tray of beautiful candy apples, all prepared for Halloween visitors. Mama was right, whispered Sister to Brother. Miss McGriff really is a sweet kind of person. The cubs thanked her for the beautiful apples and went about the rest of the trick-or-treat business. Later that evening, Brother and Sister were at home looking over all the treats they had collected. The beautiful candy apples stood out, and Papa asked, where did they all come from? From Miss McGriff, answered Brother. From that scary-looking old grunge puzz that lives down Cook's Lane, said Papa. That's right, said Brother, taking a delicious bite of his candy apple. You must really try to remember, Papa, said Sister, giving her apple a quick lick. Appearances can be quite delightful. Hope you enjoyed this book. Bye.